Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are doing an Etsy shop critique. Now, this is one of the many free critiques that I do every single month. So if you're interested in possibly winning a critique, I will leave the link to sign up right below the video. Also, if this is your first time visiting my YouTube channel, consider subscribing. Today, I do upload weekly videos to help you build an impactful online business. So let's head over to my computer and see who is today's lucky winner. So here we have the lucky winner, Danielle, and her store name is called Same Sun Co. So thank you, Danielle, for applying for the free critique. Now, what I normally do on a critique, guys, is that I take a particular listing, I talk about product photography, I talk about your listing description, the on-page SEO factors, off-page SEO factors, and then I talk about the curation of your store and much more. And I break it down into sections so it's easy for you guys to take notes. Keep in mind that during the video, if you have any tips or advice for Danielle, I would appreciate if you guys leave a comment right below the video and try to create a sense of community where we all come together, we help each other grow because there's enough space for everyone to grow on Etsy. So the listing that I picked for an audit today is this one right here. The main reason why I picked it is because the main photo is not as pleasing as something like this, which is really pretty. So she has a lot of beautiful photography. She's done a really great job. I do think that for your main photo, you should have something like this, Danielle. This looks way nicer. This one has better lighting than this one, only because this throws me off. This is taking the focus of your actual bracelet. So I will use this one, maybe something like this as well. But these two will be probably my top ones to use. You want to make sure that your main photo is the attention grabber, because keep in mind that your photo is put next to your competitor's photo. So therefore, you want to make sure that your photo is enticing and entices two types of people: the people that are actually searching for your product to go ahead and buy, and people that are just shopping online and they happen to fall in love with the way that you present your product through your photos, and they click and they just buy. So you kind of want to attract both people. So definitely work on maybe pushing this picture down and using this one as your main photo. Secondly, what I would do is, I think you did a good job for having as many photos as you have. Many people have like one or two and they call it a day. So great job for having more than 5 at least. What I would recommend is having another image. If you happen to package this on a beautiful box for people to receive, that's a great photo to have. In addition to that, having a picture asking people to join your email list. So having people to say, telling people, hey, make sure that you subscribe to our email list by using this link and you'll save 10%, or offer them something of value like a lead magnet, or just ask them, join our email list so you can stay updated with the latest news and tips and, the latest products and services that we offer, whatever you want to put. But asking people for an email list, I don't see that in your store. I looked around and I didn't see anything. You definitely want to start asking people for that. The reason why is because email marketing is not dead. It's really important. And once you get the customer's email, you could cross promote. Not only can you do remarketing ads, not only can you build your brand through your email list, you could get repeated customers back. In addition to that, you could create ads on Facebook and tell Facebook, hey, this is my email list of 1,000 people, right, that purchase from me. I want to create a lookalike audience with these people that have similar, they're very similar to these people, and they'll create a list of people that you could target your ads to, and most likely they will buy from you because they have very similar shopping experience like the main people that purchase from you. Instead of you running an ad to cold traffic, and sometimes you do end up spending more money than you make. So this is just more of a secure way to show your products to people that might be more interested in buying from you. So there's many benefits of email marketing. It's just not collecting an email and just emailing them. Is so many things you could do with it. So I recommend starting an email marketing campaign as soon as possible. I will leave below this video the company that I recommend is my referral link. I highly recommend starting one as soon as possible. So I would recommend having a picture where you tell people, join my email list. Then you will put the link that you created for the landing page that you created. You will add that link to your listing description, to the picture. You could put it in your banner. You could put it in your shop announcement. You could put it in your About Me story. You could put it outside of Etsy, right? Wherever you promote your store, in your Instagram, on your Facebook page, or anywhere else. But you definitely want to grab that email. So great job for the photos. I don't think they look that bad, to be quite honest. I think you just have to, in my opinion, make one of these like the main photo and then having those additional features. I see that you have here, added like and follow our shop for updates. That's great. A lot of people don't know that to like and follow your shop, they have to click here. So what I would do is have a picture where you have a screenshot of this, right? And like a little arrow pointing to favor here. What I have learned is that you have to make it as simple as possible. A lot of people, when they're shopping on Etsy, it's their first time shopping. They really don't know what you mean by like or shop. They probably don't even see this here. So by you having a picture here saying, don't forget to favor our store if you enjoyed it, and have it like a little arrow pointing to this here, it make it easier for them to understand how to do so. So just keep that in mind. The easier, the better. The easier you make it for the customer, the easier it's for them to go ahead and follow the journey to buying from you. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is your title. With Etsy now, the new policies is that they don't want us to do keyword stuffing. I've been doing keyword stuffing for many years with Etsy because that's how it used to be in the old way. Now they don't want us to do that no more. So I'm in the midst of changing all of my tags on my main store that has over 10,000 listings, and it's a headache doing it. So you want to make sure that your focus keyword is in the beginning of your title. You want to make sure that you have an enticing description of what you're selling, but you also want to optimize it for SEO. So you do want to add additional keywords. What they don't want us to do is have a whole bunch of keywords stack to stack to stack, because when people read it, they get confused on what exactly they're getting. So you want to make sure it flows, but at the same time, you want to optimize. So you want to make it user friendly for the customer, but optimize for SEO so you could rank for SEO. So I don't think you did too bad of a job. I don't see too many keywords, but I would try to see if you could somewhat maybe get rid of one keyword and then try to put in something in there that will make it more flow and sound more organic. But I don't think you did too bad, to be quite honest. This is your listing description here. So I'm going to look at your meta description, which is this right here. And your meta description is an off-page SEO factor that when people find you on Google, this is what they see. It's like a snippet of your listing, and it determines whether they're going to click or not click. So I'm using eRank Pro for those of you that have eRank or never heard of eRank. I'm actually have the paid version, so it might look a little bit different to you if you have the free version. So just keep that in mind. So right now, this is what people see on Google, and you see how it gets cut off. It says simple wood beads and wax cotton, and then it gets cut off. So what you want to make sure that you do is that the first 160 characters, one, it has your main keyword. So this is your main keyword right here, because that's what you put in the beginning, lava rock cord bracelet. So you want to make sure that lava rock cord bracelet, exactly how you wrote it, matches your meta description. So right now, you're not optimizing your listing for SEO the correct way. So your focus keyword has to be here, and it has to be in the first 160 characters of your meta description. So you don't have it there. You have like lava rock, and then you have minimalist cord bracelet, but you don't have the whole word like this. You will have to get rid of the minimalist and just keep this, and this together. And then maybe you could put this on the front. But you want to make sure you write it exactly the same. And that's for SEO purposes. It's an off-page SEO factor, excuse me. Now your listing description looks really great. You're very detailed. You're giving sizing guide. You have important information on how to care for the product. You have visit our shop, view our bracelets here. You have processing time, cancellation, copyright. What I would do is these backlinks, I will move them more down. What you don't want someone to do is browse your listing, read all of this, right? They're reading the listing and they keep going down, and now they found your competitor. What you want is when they finish reading the listing description, it says click here to visit our homepage, click and go to your homepage. The longer they stay in your store, the longer that they engage with your brand, the higher the probability that they'll go ahead and buy from you. So you definitely want to keep them in your store. So what I would do is move these links more in the bottom. That way they don't keep going down and then they end up looking at your competitor. Maybe they find something else that they like as well. They click and they don't come back to your store. Now let's look at your tags and see what keywords you're using. Now, one cool trick that you guys could do for keyword research, what I recommend everyone to do, is whenever you're doing keyword research, you would look at your products and you would say, okay, this is my product. If I had to describe my product, what would I say, right, about my product? And then you write down the first thing that comes up about your product. You look at it and you write it down. And then you do keyword research. You will go to Tools, Keyword Explorer, and every tag or unique phrase or long tail keyword that you came up about your product, you would do research on that particular keyword. And you want to make sure that it has a monthly search volume of at least 500 monthly searches and competition 30,000 or less. If you use keywords that are very, very competitive, it's going to be very hard for you to rank organically. And if you were to run like a Etsy ad, your cost per click is going to be very high because you're competing with keywords that everyone else is using. So you could potentially have a keyword that you will pay like 40 cents per click. And if you're only doing $1 a day on budgeting on ads, just imagine after 2 clicks, you're done for the day. So keep that in mind. That's why many people, when they do Etsy ads, they say it doesn't work. Is the main reason is because they're using keywords that are very competitive. The cost per click is very, very high. So they end up spending more on ads than they did on sales. So their return investment is very low and they spend more money on ads. So that's why they stop the ads or they feel like it's a waste of time. So looking at your tags here, besides these, gift for her and gift for him, these are very broad in my opinion. I understand why you picked it. It's not the worst broad keyword. However, you want to try to stick with keywords that accurately describes what you sell. So therefore, when your target audience is actually looking for these products, they actually find your product. Gift for her, when you go to Etsy, is very, very broad. It could literally be anything. So if you type in here, gift for her, it has 3 million people using that tag. So it's going to be almost impossible for you to rank for that keyword. So there right there is not even a good keyword for you. And look at when you look up gift for her, look at all the random things. Wedding portrait, necklace, candles, all these different things, right? Earrings, mug. So it's not really, you're not really targeting a specific person searching for your product. You're just showing it to anyone and everyone. That actually hurts your conversion rate as well, because if a lot of people see your product, but no one's really buying your product, it hurts your conversion rate. And that's how Etsy determines, okay, this new listing is a bestseller, or this new listing, it didn't do that well, so let's bury it in the search results. And that's why some people get bestsellers right away and some people don't, because they're using the wrong keywords the first time that they uploaded the listing. They're using keywords that don't really attract the people that should be buying their products. And you get something called the listing quality score, and it affects how your listing rank in the search results. It's not just SEO and having a beautiful image. There's so many factors to play where you rank on the search results. And one of them is your conversion rate, because you showed it to people that weren't interested. And over time, Etsy says, okay, this listing is not doing good. We're going to go ahead and bury it. So you want to make sure that you work on tags that accurately describes what you sell, and try to be very intentional with your tags. Don't just use any tag just to use any tag, or anything too broad. As you could see, majority of these keywords, like boho jewelry, this is a very popular term. So if you go to Etsy right now and you type in this keyword, there's a lot of people using this keyword. There's 2.2 million people. So even though this might somewhat describe what you sell, sometimes even tags that might describe what you're selling in a really good way might not be the best tag either, because you're using tags that once again are too competitive, and you're probably nowhere in the first, second, or third page. You're probably somewhere buried down here. And keep in mind, majority of people might go to the first, second, third, and that's about it. They're not going to keep going to the 5th, to the 20th, to the 30th page. They're going to make a decision no matter, they're not going to pass page 3 to buy something, most likely. So you want to rank obviously on page 1, but if not, I mean, at least the second page or something. But with these keywords that you have, it's going to be very hard for you to rank for, because a lot of these are very, very competitive. So therefore, it's going to be a lot harder. This is probably the only one that accurately describes what you sell to the T, that also has good numbers. Even though this is low right now, what you could do is you could use this one as your main keyword, and what you could, or focus keyword. And what you could do also is check your stats in 90 days from today. Keep in mind that due to the pandemic, a lot of the stats are skewed right now. I know for me, wedding season, like July and August, are my highest months. I mean, last year in July, I want to say I made over 13,000. Last year in August, I made over 17,000 in 1 month. So you could just imagine, those are my highest months. But right now, because of the pandemic and everything that's going on, the numbers are skewed. Keyword tags that I normally use are like very low right now. Like the search volume is like 100 or 200, when normally the search volume is like 3,000 per month. So therefore, the numbers are a little bit skewed because of the pandemic. But if you find a tag that accurately describes what you sell, that doesn't have too much competition, even if the average search volume is a little lower, you could still use it. However, if you find a tag that has too much competition, I honestly wouldn't even waste my time with those, because it's going to be almost impossible for you to rank for those. So just keep that in mind. But I would definitely redo your keywords, and then make sure that you pick one main keyword that you put as your focus keyword, that you will use also in your meta description for the off-page SEO factor. And then what you want to do is finish off your listing for SEO. So you want to optimize your listing for SEO. So if you want the free guide, guys, I'm going to leave right below this video my free 8-page SEO guide, step by step how to do SEO. It's going to really help you. And I actually did a guide to the point that it has like screenshots, and it's going to really give you a detailed information on how to do it. So make sure that you grab it once you watch the entire video. But definitely we'll work on that as well, optimizing your listing for SEO, because right now you're not optimizing it for SEO. Let me check your category really quick. Okay, perfect. Your category is good. So, there's nothing there that you need to do. And I think your banner is pretty. I do like the fact that your banner, your logo, and kind of like your aesthetic has like that brownish color. Like these have like brown here, brown here. But what you want to do is maybe look up more on branding 101, or you could hire a company to do your branding for you. And they'll do all your colors, they do all your templates, everything. But what you want to make sure that you do is that when somebody looks at this picture here, this one here, this one, or this one in the search feed, you want them to be all tied together, like the aesthetic. You want people to remember that this is coming from the same store. Right now, it looks like 3 different stores. It doesn't look like the same store. So aesthetically, your pictures are beautiful. You've done a pretty good job, to be quite honest, better than I would have done. However, your branding needs a little bit of work. And you want branding because that's how you separate yourself from the competitors. When you brand yourself correctly and you build your store up by branding and leveraging like social media, email marketing, continually driving traffic to your site, providing valuable content on your social media platforms, on your website, using a website to promote your products and services, and also for SEO purposes. Like Etsy likes when you create a blog article and you have backlinks pointing from your article to your Etsy store. That's one of their SEO factors that they look into, and they actually want that. So I always recommend for every Etsy seller to have their own website. And when you do that, not only does it help you with your Etsy store, but you could also get more traffic because people find you through Google, and you can start collecting more emails as well. There's not as many restrictions as on Etsy that you can do like links that takes them outside of Etsy. In your own blog, you could have like a little pop-up that people access their, you could access their email or get their email, etc. But it's a lot easier to kind of grow your brand than it is on Etsy. So just keep that in mind. It's really, really important that in the future, if not soon, right, that you have a website for your Etsy store as well. It's not enough to just have an Etsy store and call it a day. But I think you've done a really good job. I think the biggest takeaway from your store is SEO. You're not optimizing your name sections. You're not optimizing your store for SEO, the title or your listings. So you definitely want to work on that. Branding will definitely help you as well. Making sure that your aesthetic looks the same. That way you can elevate your store to the next level, and email marketing as well. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this critique. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this critique, what did you learn on this critique, or maybe you have some tips for Danielle. Let me know in the comments below, and thank you everyone for watching.